Now in this lecture I will discuss about a 3-component liquid system. Now for such systems, the conventional temperature composition diagram or the pressure temperature diagrams cannot be drawn, since that will be very much complicated. Now for such systems, physical chemists have developed a tool to explain or to deal easily with such systems. Now in this regard, a triangular plot is very much important. This tool has been designed by physical chemists to discuss the phase of such 3-component systems. Now what is this triangular plot? So let us first take 3-component A, B and C. I will come to the chloroform water acetic acid system later on, after having an idea of this triangular plot, that is how to deal with the composition of such 3-component systems. Let us first understand what this triangular plot indicates. So we are starting with 3 components A, B and C. Now this apex will symbolize A, and it is pure A, that is 100% A. Now this is an equilateral triangle. You have to consider an equilateral triangle first, and this apex will represent one component, that is A, but it is in pure form, that is 100%. And the baseline of this apex, that is this, will correspond to 0% A. Now you see, there are 6 triangles between the baseline and this apex. So actually 6 steps. See, from here to here it is 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 5 step and finally 6 steps. So each gap between 2 tie lines, these are called tie lines. So each step, each gap between these two tie lines will correspond to, this gap will correspond to 100 by 6%. Since from baseline to apex it is 100% and there are 6 uniform divisions, each division will correspond to 100 by 6%. So it is 1 into 100 by 6. Here the composition will be 1 into 100 by 6. Here it will be 2 into 100 by 6. Here it will be 3 into 100 by 6, 4 into 100 by 6, 5 into 100 by 6 and 6 into 100 by 6. So 6 will cancel out and it will give you 100%. Now take the other 2 apex. It is B 100% and it is the corresponding baseline, this one. So it is 0% B here, and in a similar way you see it is 100 by 6% of B, it is 2 into 100 by 6% of B, it is 3 into, it is 4 into, it is 5 into and it is 6 into. So you get here 100%, that is pure B. Again you consider it as C, it is pure 100% and the baseline, the opposite line of this apex, here you have 0% C. Now let us take any point, any intersection point within this triangular plot. You may take any one. Say, if you take this one, what will it indicate? Let us name this point as x. So we have to find the composition of point x. Now see, first you have to determine the value of a. So here it is 0%, here it is 100%, and each step it is 100 by 6%. So it is one step above of the 0%. So the composition of a will be 100 by 6%. X indicates a equal to 100 by 6%. Now, what about B? You see, to find B, you have to approach from this baseline. So you are getting 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, and 4 step. So it is 4 into 100 by 6%. Now this is 1 into 100 by 6 and this is 4 into 100 by 6. So in total you got 5 into 100 by 6. So it is evident that since the total is 100%, it is 100% minus this one will have 100% by 6 plus 4 into 100% by 6, that is 100% minus it is 5 into 100% by 6, so you will get 100% by 6. So from 100 by 6 we have to subtract this 1 and 4, 5. If you subtract from 100%, we will get 100 by 6%. Now this is the prediction, and let us check from the graph that whether it is correct or not. Now to find the composition of C, you have to approach from this baseline. Now see, this is one step above this baseline, so it must be 100 by 6. So just having a look on this triangular plot, at any intersection point you can determine the composition of the system. Now let us check by taking any other point within the triangular plot. Say, take this point and let it designate by y. Now here you pause the video and try to find for yourself and then check whether you are correct or not, so that then concept will be clear. Now for y, we will again have the composition of 3 components. Now for A, you have to approach from baseline, so there are 2 triangles, 2 steps. So it is 2 into 100 by 6%. Now for B, you have to approach from this side. So there is 1, 2. To find the composition of B, you have to approach from this side, the baseline. So it is 1, 2. So it is 2 into 100 by 6%. Now to find C, you have to approach from this side. So here again there are 2 triangles, so 2 steps, so it is 2 into 100 by 6%. So you see that 2, 2 and 2, if you add these, you will get 6. So in total 6 into 100 by 6, so that will give you 100%. So yeah, we have determined it correctly. Now you have to calculate this using calculator. So 200 by 6, that is going to give you 6 3s are 18, 20, 6 3s are 18, 20, and it will continue. Now if it will actually continue 3 3 3 3 in that way. So for this one, if you take 33.34, the summation will not give you 100%. So for this one you must subtract these two from 100%. So 100 minus these two will give you 448 336.66. So it will give you 33.32. So it is better to make this 3% so that it becomes 60.43. It is 67, so it will become 3%. So that is the best representation. So you see 33 and 33, it is 99, and 33 it is 66 and 34. So this 0.01% is just to make the calculation correct, since the summation must be 100%. This is a technical issue. So in this way you can determine the composition of or express the composition of this 3 component system just by looking at this plot. Now see one thing, these lines are called the tie lines. See, from this, if we consider this line, it is 3 steps up from the baseline of A and 3 steps down from the apex of A. So it will give you 50% of A. Now the other terminus will also give you 50% of A. So any line, it will indicate same percentage composition of any component. So it is a tie line. Similarly, it will give you 4 into 100 by 6 at both the ends throughout the line. So this triangular plot will help you to represent the composition of 3 component systems. Now we will come to our topic, which is in your syllabus, that is the chloroform water acetic acid system. Now before watching this video, please watch the phenol water system, that is the partially miscible binary liquid system, and also study the effect of impurities, and then watch this video, since the concept used in those 2 videos will be necessary here. Now for such system, we will use the triangular plot, again an equilateral triangle. Now let us represent this one A, it is acetic acid, and this one as chloroform, it is B, and this one to be water. So you see percentage water will increase in this direction. Now you can remember the phenol water phase diagram, where we have a plot temperature versus composition, and in that graph we have obtained a maxima that demarcates the homogeneous and the heterogeneous solutions, and the maxima obtained is called the upper critical solution temperature, as we have studied earlier. Now here we will not vary the temperature. Temperature is kept constant here. Pressure is also kept constant here. But we will get a graph like this. Similar to that obtained in case of phenol water system with the upper critical solution temperature. But here it is not the upper critical solution temperature, since in this axis we are not using temperature. Temperature is kept constant throughout this diagram. So this is not a temperature composition diagram. Now let us start with any composition, say X. Let us start with any composition, say X. We have to understand this position. Now at X, obviously you don't have A, since this is the baseline of this apex. So here we will have 0% A, as I have just explained to you. This is a triangular plot and this is the baseline of this apex. So here it will be 0% A. No A is present. So what we will have? We will have chloroform and water. Now chloroform and water is a partially miscible binary liquid mixture. So since they are not miscible, what will happen? They will form two different layers. They will form two different layers. So you will get composition in one solution it is B and in another layer it will be C. I repeat, since chloroform water does not mix at any proportion, at all proportion, there are certain proportion and certain condition where it can give you homogeneous layer, homogeneous mixture. But at this point it is forming two different layers, and in one layer you will have saturated solution of water in chloroform, and that is the composition. You will have two layers. In one layer you will have saturated solution of water in chloroform. So that will have the composition B, that is which is lesser in water and greater in chloroform. So it is the saturated solution of water in chloroform. And in another layer you will get saturated solution of chloroform in water. So that will be greater in percentage of water and lesser in percentage of, see here percentage of water is increasing. So here you will have 100% H2O. Now this point will indicate that it is the saturated solution of chloroform in water. So when you take the composition X% of this chloroform water mixture, it is going to give you, or it will separate into two layers, that is it is heterogeneous mixture. And in two layers what you will get? In one layer you will get saturated solution of water in chloroform having composition B, and in the other layer you will get saturated solution of chloroform in water having composition C. Now if you remember the phase diagram of phenol water, you see we have increased the temperature in that case, and in case of phenol water system, with increase in temperature mutual solubility increases. So what we have obtained, these 2 points are coming closer with increasing temperature, and they converge at a certain point that was referred as the critical solution temperature, upper critical solution temperature or the upper consolute temperature. But here in this case we are not changing the temperature, so we will not get the upper consolute temperature. What we are doing then? We are adding a third component here without changing the temperature. Now this third component is miscible in both the liquids. It is soluble in both chloroform and soluble in water. Now if you can remember the effect of impurity lecture on the critical solution temperature, you have noticed that an impurity, an externally added foreign matter, a third substance, when it is added to a heterogeneous solution having two separate layers, and it is soluble in both the layers, then it helps the mutual solubility process. It favors the mutual solubility. It acts as the cementing force. Since this third party is soluble in both the layers, it will execute a to and fro movement from chloroform to water layer and from water layer to chloroform. And by this, through its movement, it will carry the solvent molecules with it, and thereby it will act as the cementing force between the two layers and will increase the mutual solubility. So upon addition of A, the mutual solubility will increase. Now if the mutual solubility increases, what will happen? The percentage of water will increase in the saturated solution of water in chloroform, and the percentage of chloroform will increase in the saturated solution of chloroform in water. So to increase the percentage of water, this point has to shift to the right and this point is to shift to the left. So the terminus, the two terminus BC will come closer when we add A, and this will be guided through this line. This will be a straight line. So when we add A, we come here. I am having a step jump. It is when we gradually add A, we will gradually move along this direction. Now we will get a tie line that will look like this. So this is B prime, or say B1. This point is B1, this is B, and here we refer it as X1, and this point we refer it as C1. So when we add A to this heterogeneous solution, what happens? It is not the case that the heterogeneous solution disappears and it converts to a homogeneous solution, that is a single layer. But the situation is improving. This third party is soluble, that is acetic acid is soluble in both the layers, and it is acting as the cementing force. It increases the mutual solubility. So the percentage of water in chloroform layer is increasing and the percentage of chloroform in water layer is increasing. So mutual solubility is increasing, and the two terminus, you can notice easily that they are coming closer. This is due to the addition of this acetic acid. Now in phenol water, the same thing was occurring, but that is due to increase in temperature, not due to addition of such third party. Now with further addition, you will get this tie line. So it is B2, it is C2, and this point it is X2. So you see, percentage of water is this, chloroform is maximum, and with addition of A, you get a greater percentage of water. Percentage of water is increasing in this direction, and you get the point in the rightward direction. So percentage of water is increasing, and with further addition, you see again the percentage of water is increasing. Similarly, if you come to this side, you see this point shifts to the left. So in this direction, percentage of chloroform is increasing. So percentage of chloroform is less here, here it is increasing, and here it is further increasing. Now here water was less, chloroform was in greater proportion. and the percentage of water is increasing from a minimum value. And here water is in large excess, chloroform was less and chloroform was increasing. So here chloroform is in less amount, it is increasing, and here water is in less amount, it is increasing. So in this direction chloroform concentration is falling, water is increasing, and in this direction what happens? Water is decreasing, chloroform is increasing. So it will come to a point K. Since with addition of A these 2 points are coming closer and closer, a point will come, a certain concentration of certain composition of K will A will come, for which these 2 points will converge, and this point is called the plate point. What is the feature of this point? The feature of this point is the composition is identical for both the layers. See, when we have started with the composition X, it is getting separated into 2 layers, one layer having composition B and one layer having composition C. Now with addition of A, these 2 are getting closer. So we have composition B1 in one layer and composition C1 in one layer. And with further addition, when it comes to a single point, that is, here we have B2 and C2. So with increasing, we will have Bn and Cn at nth point. They will converge. So Bn equal to Cn. So the composition will be identical in both the layers. Now any further addition of A will convert these 2 layers having identical composition to a homogeneous layer. So this domain, that is this B, B1, B2 ... K ... C2, C1, C, this curve is called the binodal curve, and it is the boundary which demarcates the heterogeneous solution and the homogeneous solution. Above this we will get a homogeneous layer in all proportion of this chloroform and water, and below this we will get heterogeneous layer, 2 heterogeneous layer. Now if we try to have the degrees of freedom, what it will give us? Let us check. In this homogeneous phase, let us calculate first. So we have the phase rule, F equals to C minus P plus 2. Now you can remember both temperature and pressure was kept constant. So there are 2 restrictions. So we subtract it. Now component, there are 3 components. It is a 3 component system. See, this is a binary heterogeneous layer. But when we add acetic acid, it will give us ternary heterogeneous layer. And when it crosses the plate point, that is in this domain, we will get a ternary homogeneous layer. So we have 3 components: chloroform, water and acetic acid. Now phase. We are in the homogeneous domain, so phase is 1 and this cancels out, so it is 2. So it is a bivariant system. Now what it is in the plate point at K, it is C minus P plus 2 minus 2. This will be for the temperature and pressure. Also component 3. Now this is the heterogeneous layer having identical composition in both the layers. So we have 2 phases, 2 layers. This one cancels out. So it is 1. Now remember that this point is characterized by this definition, that is composition is identical in both the layers. So there is additional restriction and additional restriction. So it will actually give you 0. So it is invariant system. So for this point composition, all the 3 compositions are fixed and temperature and pressure is fixed. So you have no variable in your hand that you can change. If you change it, this point will collapse. Now within this heterogeneous domain, what we will have? C minus P plus 2 minus 2 for temperature and pressure. So it is, component is 3 always. What is the phase? We have 2 layers, so we have 2 phase, plus 2 minus 2. So it is 1. That is, it is a univariant system. So this is univariant system, this is invariant, and this is bivariant. Now we have studied just now the chloroform water acetic acid system. Now similar other systems are water, alcohol, ether, and another important is the coinage metal triangular plot, that is the copper, silver, gold triangular plot. That is also an interesting phenomenon. However, that is not included in our syllabus, but we are just studying it for interest. So here say it is gold, here say it is silver, and say here it is copper. So I will prefer to draw this triangular plot in terms of color. So what it will give you? It is reddish brown, that is copper red color, intense copper red color you will get here, and here you will get here golden yellow, and here you will get white. So can you guess the color at this position? This position, this position, and this position. This is of interest. So you see, at this point, there are almost equal contribution of all the three. That is 2 into 100 by 6% of gold, 2 into 100 by 6% of copper, and 2 into 100 by 6% of silver. And at this point, you have less silver. That is the baseline of this silver. At this point you have less gold, and at this point you have less copper. So this color will be, since silver is absent in this domain or very less, it will be reddish yellow or yellowish red in color. This point here copper is absent, you will get only gold and silver, so it is light yellow. Here gold is absent, so it will get light red or light brown, and here you will get also, here there is a mixing of brown, golden yellow and white, so it is also give you light yellow to yellowish yellow color. So having a spectrophotometric study of color, or if you have this band and you get the species, you can say how much impurity a gold is containing just by matching the color. So this is another importance of the triangular plot. But this system is the vital one.